Good morning, students. How are you? I hope you all are fine and staying home to keep yourself safe from COVID 19. As we have completed the syllabus and in the process of revision, we also revised the chapter climate. Here we are going to revise the chapter physical features of India. So let us start, student. Physical features of India. The land of India displays a great physical variation. As you know that India is full of variation in the land features. As here in this map you can see that green part is showing the plain areas. This white part is showing that high mountain region which are generally covered with the snow or ice. The brown part is showing that mountain region but without ice cover. This brown part is showing that mountain means a plateau region with the different peaks of different altitudes. Whichever the darker color is showing the higher altitude of the region. This yellowish part is showing the desert areas. Similarly, that coastal plains are seen can be seen here just beside the plateau region there. This green part is showing that the coastal plain region, the islands, both the side desert part. So this way we can see the different variations. Geologically, the peninsular plateau constitute one of the ancient landmass of the Earth's surface. Whatever this peninsular part of India, peninsular plateau we know. So this is known as the oldest means part of oldest landmass that was the Gondwana land. It was supposed to be one of the most stable land blocks as it is the part of the oldest landmass, so that way you can understand how stable land is this ki, existing from so long years. The Himalayas and the northern plains are the most recent landform. As we know that the Himalayan mountain is the youngest fold mountain. So this northern plain also was formed just after the formation of Himalayan mountain, or we can say along with the formation of Himalaya, the northern plain also took birth. From the viewpoint of geology, the Himalayan mountain form an unstable zone, means it is not stable. The height of this mountain is always changing. The different river flowing over this mountain region, creating the different features, creating the gorges, canyons, valleys, etc. The whole mountain system of Himalaya presents a very youthful topography with high peaks, deep valleys, and fast flowing rivers. So that way you can see the Himalayan mountain, a picture from the Himalayan mountain region. So as these different peaks of the mountains are generally covered with the ice, and between two mountain region there is a valley region, low lying region. So that is valley. Deep valleys are found, and the glaciers over the mountain when melting causing the birth of rivers in that region. The northern plains are formed of alluvial deposits, which are brought by the rivers flowing from the Himalayan mountain region in our country. As these different rivers, the Ganga River, the Yamuna River, the Ghagra River, so number of rivers are originating from the Himalayan mountain and moving through the plain region. And as they move ahead, they carry sediments with them and deposit on the way, and that way they form the northern plain, and that is alluvial deposit. The peninsular plateau is composed of igneous and metamorphic rocks with gently rising hills and valleys. The peninsular plateau region is made up of igneous rock, as it is believed that this is the oldest landmass, and that oldest landmass, Gondwana land. The Gondwana land was formed due to the cooling of fireball of earth. So it is believed, and according to that theory only, we think this is made up of igneous rock, and the properties found with this rock are also matching with the igneous rock. So that way we can say this is formed of igneous rock. So major physiographic divisions over the Himalayan region. So here six physiographic divisions we can see: the Himalayan mountain, the northern plain, the peninsular plateau, the Indian desert, the coastal plains, and the islands. So these six physiographic divisions are mainly found in our country. So about this Himalayan mountain we are going to discuss in this particular module. So let us continue. The Himalayan mountain. The Himalayas, geologically young and structurally old mountain, stretch over the northern border of India. Actually, student, in this chapter earlier, the tectonic plate theory of plate tectonics was explained, but in the recent syllabus that part has been excluded from the chapter. So that is why we are not going to discuss about that here. But in short, you understand here कि whatever these tectonic plates are there, these tectonic plates sometimes come towards each other, sometimes move apart from each other, and sometimes they slide over each other. So this Himalayan mountain was formed due to these two tectonic plates coming towards each other. One tectonic plate is the Eurasian plate and one is Indo-Australian plate. And because of these two plates coming towards each other, a convergent boundary formed and the middle part lifted up, as in this clip you can see. The mountain range run in west to east direction from the Indus to Brahmaputra river. From the Indus to Brahmaputra, this side means Indus river is making the boundary from the west side, and the Brahmaputra river is making the boundary from the east side of this Himalayan mountain. The Himalayas represent the loftiest and one of the most rugged mountain barrier of the world. And you know that this is the oldest, means youngest fold mountain, and this is the tallest, you can say highest peak lies in this Himalayan mountain region only. And most rugged means highly uneven. They form an arc, as in this picture you can see there is an arc formed by this Himalayan mountain, which covers a distance of about 2,400 kilometer. If we measure the distance from this Indus river to this Brahmaputra river, the distance comes about 2,400 kilometer. Their width varies from 400 km in Kashmir to 150 km in Arunachal Pradesh. Arunachal Pradesh is in this part and Kashmir is here. And according to the picture also you can see here the width is higher in comparison to Arunachal Pradesh. So in the map it is clear. The altitudinal variation means in altitude height variations are greater in the eastern half than those in western half. So in western half generally these mountains are uniform in their height, but in the eastern side there is highly uneven altitude is observed, and in this part only the Mount Everest is lying. The Himalayan consists of three parallel ranges. Himalaya has three parallel ranges in its longitudinal extent. Longitudinal extent means like this. There are three parallel ranges observed. If another color I took, uh, suppose one is like this, one more is like this, and the third one is like this. So there are three parallel ranges of Himalayan mountain. A number of valleys lie between these ranges, and between these ranges there are a number of valleys, low-lying areas are found. The northernmost range is the Greater Himalaya or Inner Himalaya or the Himadri. This northernmost range is the Inner Himalaya or the Greater Himalaya, that is also known as Himadri. It is the most continuous range. Continuous means there is a uniformity in their height. Of the loftiest peak with the average height of 6,000 meters. So in this area, whatever the mountains are there, their average height lies about 6,000 meters. It contains all prominent Himalayan peaks. Most of the prominent Himalayan peaks are found in this region. The folds of Great Himalayas are asymmetrical in nature. Asymmetrical means that are not equally of different altitude or different shape and size. They are highly asymmetrical. The core of this part of Himalaya is composed of granite, and whatever this fold you can see, fold is also not of same type as with this core of this part of Himalaya is composed of granite. It is perennially snowbound. Perennially snowbound means throughout the year that Greater Himalaya is covered with ice, snow. A number of glaciers descend from this range. The range lying to the south of Himadri forms the most rugged mountain system that is known as Himachal or Lesser Himalaya. The ranges are mainly composed of highly compressed and altered rocks. Whatever this middle Himalaya or Himachal is there, or you can say Lesser Himalaya also, these are mainly composed of highly compressed and altered rocks. Means as this is the middle, from the both side when there was fold created due to the Indo-Australian plate and Eurasian plate, the middle part was compressed a lot and highest, and that way it is the most compressed and altered rock. Altered rock means the original form of that rock has been changed due to that high pressure. The altitude varies between 3,700 to 4,500 meters, and the average width is about 50 kilometer. So here width is lesser, while the Pir Panjal range forms the longest and the most important range of Dhauladhar and Mahabharata range are also prominent ones. This range consists of famous valley of Kashmir and Kangra and the Kulu valley in Himachal Pradesh. All these are not clearly visible in the map if we see from the closer look, so you can see that are not clearly visible. This region is well known for its hill stations, means these ranges are not very high in altitude but mainly known for hill stations, good for tourism. The outermost range of Himalaya is called the Shivaliks. You can say the southernmost part of the Himalaya. This outermost is known as Shivaliks. They extend over the width of 10 to 50 km and have an altitude varying 900 to 1100 meters. These ranges are composed of unconsolidated sediments brought down by rivers from the main Himalayan range located further north. Means when the rivers are descending from this higher altitude region, so they carry some rock parts, sediments, and that are seen in this Shivalik ranges. These valleys are covered with thick gravels and alluvium. So gravels and alluvium cover this range, and the longitudinal valley lying between Lesser Himalaya and the Shivaliks are known as dunes. Lesser Himalaya and Shivaliks means Middle Himalaya and the Shivaliks, whichever the low-lying areas are there, that are generally known as dunes. So Dehradun is part of that region only. Kotli Dun, Patli Dun, or some of the well-known dunes. Beside the longitudinal division, the Himalayas have been divided on the basis of region from west to east also. From west to east, as in the previous slide we discussed about the parallel ranges from north to south, three parallel ranges. Here in this slide we are going to discuss that Himalaya is divided from west to east according to the different rivers dissecting this Himalayan mountain. These divisions have been demarcated by river valleys. For example, the part of Himalayas lying between Indus and Satluj. Indus river is there and Satluj river is here. Let me choose another color. So here in this river is there this blue color river, and this one is Satluj river. So between these two river part, whatever this Himalayan range is there, that is known as traditionally known as the Punjab Himalaya, but it is also known regionally as the Kashmir and Himachal Himalayas from west to east respectively, means Kashmir Himalaya and in the Himachal Pradesh Himachal Himalaya. The part of the Himalayas lying between the Satluj and Kali River, Satluj River and the Kali River. This part is known as Kumaon Himalayas. The Kali and Tista. From here Kali to Tista. Tista River is there. This is known as demarcated the Nepal Himalaya and part lying between Tista and the Hang River known as Assam Himalaya. So Tista, mm, sorry, one more eraser required. The highlighter. This Kali River and the Tista River. So this is Nepal Himalayas and the Tista and Dihang River. Dihang River is there. So this between this part, whatever the Himalayan river range is there, that is Assam Himalaya, and there are regional names also in these broad categories. Like the Brahmaputra marks the easternmost boundary of the Himalayas, as this Brahmaputra is originating from the Mansarovar region and after covering a large distance out of the India, that is entering from the Arunachal Pradesh to India. Here, this part. Sorry, it is entering from here. So, beyond the Dihang Gorge, the Himalaya bent sharply to the south and spread along the eastern boundary of Himalaya, India. They are known as Purvanchal. Purvanchal, this one part, Purvanchal. Uh, Eraser required here again. So by this green color part you can see there, this part is the Purvanchal. These hills running through the northeastern states are mostly composed of strong sandstones, which are sedimentary rocks. Covered with dense forest, they mostly run as parallel range and valleys. So these are generally dense forest, and the ranges are also seen there parallel. Valleys are also parallel. The Purvanchal comprise the Patkai Hills, Naga Hills, and Manipur Hills, and the Mizo Hills. So again, for clear view, Patkai Hills, Naga Hills, Manipur Hills, Mizo Hills can be seen in these different regions. Then Garo, Khasi, and Jaintia also can be seen here. So thank you, students. This was all about the Himalayan mountain given in their chapter. So we'll discuss the northern plains in the next module. Till then, thank you. Have a nice day, students. Bye bye.